Welcome to JSA TV and JSA Podcasts, the newsroom for telecom and data center professionals. I'm Barb Mitchell, coming to you from virtual PTC'21. Joining me today is Marc Dyman, Chief Revenue Officer at Fiberlight. Marc, welcome to JSA TV.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So for those of our viewers who may not already know, could you just tell us a little bit about Fiberlight?
Sure. We're a fiber infrastructure company. We operate and own a fiber network regionally, about 15,000 route miles. Predominantly, the largest network is in Texas, Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay. And we're interconnected to over 160 data centers and cloud ramps, and serve up the top 2 data center markets. In doing that.
So, I think 2020, I feel like I keep saying this, but we all know 2020 was a big year. But I mean, for you guys, it hasn't slowed you down one bit. You had a lot of exciting news over the last 6 months, including a recapitalization, a new CEO appointment. Tell us what this means for your customers and for the company.
Sure. I mean, the recapitalization is obviously going to allow us to continue to fund all the products and projects that we've been involved in. Specifically, that could be with large hyperscalers, wireless networks, carriers, and enterprises, as well as continuing our strategy to interconnect into the data centers as everybody's moving into digital transformation. That's a huge piece of what we do. So that's behind the money side of it. The second piece is with Chris Rabii joining, who comes to us from Altice, previously with AboveNet. His background is very heavy on the engineering operations, service delivery, NOC, and kind of the back office, which as we've grown significantly over the past 3 years, Chris brings a wealth of knowledge and best practices that I believe for our customers are just going to enhance that customer experience as we've kind of grown and they need more tools, more support. That's what Chris is really bringing to the table. So we're excited to have him on board.
So I know another conversation that's been an important one that I know Fiberlight's been part of is just helping to close the digital divide, which has obviously become moved into the spotlight over the last year for lots of reasons. But what's the latest on the rural broadband rollout from your perspective, and what does this mean? What's the role that Fiberlight is playing in that?
Yeah, sure. I think it's 2 different areas. First, it's with the co-ops. So we have a lot of rural fibers, particularly in Texas and in that Virginia area. And in both of those areas, we're working with the electrical co-ops in 2 different ways. One is to bring them fiber infrastructure where we have that network already in the ground, where we can kind of supplement what they're doing on their fiber networks. So they may not find it cost effective to kind of build an area. We're able to supplement that. The second piece is we're offering them a completely diverse and alternative IP solution for their upstream, for their broadband providers, where they haven't had a choice in the past, perhaps, before we put networks in that area. So that's a big piece. And then the second one is obviously this RDOF auction that you kind of were making reference to. Those awards have come out and it's public that the fixed wireless ISPs as well as the MSOs were the big winners in that auction. And so it's a similar approach in that we're actually working probably with the MSOs more from a how do we complement the network we have in place? How do we connect islands that they may have in other areas back to each other so that they can get their upstreams to those new areas? So early conversations, but that's how we've worked with them in the past. So I view that as just another evolution there. And then the same with the wireless ISPs. Many already are large customers of ours that are expanding new service areas and offering rural broadband. And we'll continue to provide them IP, build them complete networks, offer them dark fiber, construct new greenfield networks as well. So all those areas, we're supporting that and hopefully closing some of that digital divide.
Yeah, so important. It's so great to hear the role that you're playing in that. It's as I said, such an important initiative. So there's so much more I think we could dig into on here. We have only a few minutes to sort of get through this with you, but for our viewers who do want to hear more, where can they go to learn more about Fiberlight?
Sure. They can go to fiberlight.com. And I think the best place to start there is to click on the network piece and any of the products piece. And we have a full kind of overview in both places where they can see where our network is available and understand some of those products we talked about.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Marc. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to JSA TV and JSA podcasts. Happy networking.